telling us multiple people have been shot in West Philadelphia.
More gun violence on the streets of Philadelphia, guys.
We begin with breaking news in North Philadelphia, where a mother and her unborn child are both dead and a man is fighting for his life. All three the latest victims of gun violence in our city.
Hi. Can you head to a shooting on the 3600 block of North 19th Street, please? We have one shot so far.
Sometimes being a journalist or even a photojournalist, it has its challenges, especially working in the city that you were born and raised in. Back in July, I got assigned 3 shootings that day, but there was one shooting in particular that I couldn't stop thinking about. It was in West Philly, the 5900 block of Spring Street. It was broad daylight, 17 shots were fired. But to make it worse, it was at a kid's birthday party. I'm about to go meet up with one of our photographers who has been in this game way longer than I have, who have seen a lot being a news photographer. I want to talk to him and see how he coped with the constant shootings that's going on in some of the neighborhoods that him and I both grew up in. Back in July, I got assigned a couple shootings. And, you know, in this business and when we out on the streets, you never know where you're gonna go. We never know what assignment we're gonna get. So this particular day, I just so happened to go to my second shooting of the day, 2 of 3. Now, when I get down there, it was 17 shell cases on the ground, it was broad daylight. And, you know, typically we go out, we shoot, we get the sound, and that's it, and then we leave, we go home. But for whatever reason, this particular assignment, it got to me. And I think it's because it was at a kid's birthday party. The shift is over, I go home, and I'm fine. But then 2-3 days later, I'm still thinking about it, If I keep thinking about something, now I'm thinking about a solution. I gotta figure out what I can do. So I wanted to talk to you because, I mean, you've been working here, you've been in this business for years. How do you particularly deal with these types of situations? Because me, I thought I was numb to it.
It's the same thing. I thought I was numb to it. I started to get to a place where I can't go anywhere in the city and not see some type of negativity. It starts to haunt you like if you was walking through a cemetery. I could drive through the city and just point out different places where there was a fire over there, there was a shooting over there, some kid was stabbed over there. And it does kind of get to you. I will say, you gotta try and block it out. You gotta try and, like, I guess, compartmentalize.
You drop the DC numbers.
Right now I'm in North Philly, which is considered one of the worst parts of the city. As a kid, I moved around a lot, but this was a neighborhood, an area that I grew up in. And, you know, every time I drive through here, it breaks my heart to know that there is still so much gun violence that's going on. So with that being said, I'm about to meet up with a young guy who still lives in the midst of gun violence.
A lot of people going to jail for carrying guns and doing this and that because they scared for their life. My friend just got shot playing football. He played football. He don't never shot a gun a day in his life. He just around the wrong people, around the wrong time. Come through, get shot. Now we look bad, and you feel what I'm saying? It just look bad all around. It look bad for him in college. It look bad for us as a neighborhood. It just look bad. Right here, this is the center. You feel what I'm saying? So everything that's going on, all the killings around here is coming through this block. Believe it or not, it's either one of us shooting one of them or one of them shooting one of us. That's why I feel like I gotta move personally. Like, damn, I gotta move. Like, I might die just for being around. In the hood, people glorify killers. So if you kill somebody, you get that high step. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why people feel like they could kill somebody or do whatever they want just to feel a certain type of way. And not knowing its consequences that come with that. That person that you killed has family, has a mother, has a brother, has a father that's ready to retaliate on your actions. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of crimes don't get solved. A lot of crimes people don't go to jail for. So it's still people, family members that's going to take matters into their own hands now. That's how beef start. It's a trap, literally. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to have like a smart mindset to get out of the trap. You feel what I'm saying? that's by any means necessary. Some people sell drugs to make money just to, you know, flip that money to get out the hood. Some people go to work every day, have 9 to 5s. Everybody do different things to make money just to get out the hood. You make the best out of every situation you get put in. So if you stuck in a trap in the hood or whatever the case may be, then you have to find a way to figure a way to get out.
So sometimes that is doing drugs, robbing, stealing.
See, people do drugs to ease the pain.
The pain of what? Living in the hood?
Everything, violence, death, losing family members, struggling, not paying bills.
So do you feel like there's hope?
No.
Unfortunately, that's the reality for many black people that live in that neighborhood and also neighborhoods alike. So with that being said, I'm on my way to meet up with mental health specialist, Dr. Angel Richardson, who can hopefully help me to unpack what I heard and also help me to understand the why behind it all.
I think one of the things that's really important is when we're thinking about violence in any community, right? Often when people live in a community where violence occurs, they start to think that that's what's normal, right? So especially our children can create a life view or a worldview that incorporates trauma, that incorporates grief, that incorporates loss. And so they think this is what's supposed to happen, this is what always happens, and my life is always going to have grief and loss and death and violence in it. So it's really hard for them to think that there's a different way that life is supposed to be. There's a lot of stuff going on in our world, right? We have violence that's going on. Clearly we have violence against black and brown people. And clearly we have a lot of trauma that we are experiencing. The earlier that people seek mental health help, the earlier that people are able to get interventions, the better their outcomes can be. Just because you have a trauma in your childhood, just because you have a trauma in your young adulthood, does not mean that you have to have a future that is horrible.
I'm on my way to Southwest Philly. Now, Southwest Philly is one of the hotbeds for gun violence in the city, and quite frankly, I'm there covering shootings way too much. I'm going out there to go see a young man named Rahman Jones. Now, Rahman is a junior at the George Washington Carver High School for Engineering and Science, and they are a Blue Ribbon school. They're a Blue Ribbon public school right here in Philadelphia. And you wouldn't think those are the type of kids who have to deal with gun violence, but they have to go back to their neighborhoods and deal every day.
Tell me how gun violence has affected you.
So one prominent example I can give you is at my school, one of the students was actually shot. So, you know, with a murder, it usually just affects a family from what you see. This is the stuff you don't see. At the school, we had a full day where students like broke down. You know, you might get to school all happy and then to find out your friend you with from 3rd to 4th period, he will never be there again. It really hit you like, yo, that's crazy. So just thinking about that, how like, yo, you don't gotta be on the block all day to get hit with drugs, get hit with gunshots, etc. You know, you could be minding your business and it could still happen.
So how does that, you know, translate into the community?
In the black community, we have trauma, but a lot of the time we're desensitized to it. We may have other counterparts to where they mom and dad might go through a divorce and they're in therapy for a certain amount of months. To where here, we might not even have a mom and dad, yet we still don't have the therapy. We still don't have that trauma-related work to really give us back our sense of what's happening. When somebody dies, everything stops. But the community, they keep on go about their day. No, you really gotta sit there and think about it. Yo, that's crazy. Somebody really just died. Their family won't have their dad, their son, their daughter, etc. It's traumatizing how we don't really see it like that. We may see the news and be like, okay, they're dead. What to do next? Or come back the next day like, okay, I done grieved enough, 24 hours, whatever, and now I'm back to doing what I usually do.
So I'm driving up to the Hunting Park section of the city, an area that myself and also Starling grew up in. And with all the homicides and the gun violence that's going on in the city, I felt that it was only right that I talked to someone that actually pulled the trigger before and shot someone. I'm trying to get an understanding of what would make somebody actually pull that trigger.
As long as I got a gun in my hand, I got your life, and I got, like, you in fear of me.
What age were you when you held your first gun?
About 16. 16.
What age were you when you took that first shot?
16.
16. Kind of elaborate on that a little bit more.
Like, basically, I was 16. I didn't have nowhere to go. I was in high school. I was homeless at the time. And at the time, I had no money. So I was, running around, doing what I gotta do. I robbing, whatever I gotta do. And I only started robbing because I got robbed. Like, when I first got robbed, he took everything from me. He took my social, like stuff he can't use or shouldn't be able to use, he took. He took he took everything. So it was like, all right, it's up from now. Like, I'm taking anything from anybody. We got different people in the community that's trying to change it, like Ryan, as I plant the seed. But it's just gonna continue to happen. People greedy, people got vendettas from old deaths, from generations after generation, so it's not gonna ever stop.
Sometimes when I get a little overwhelmed by some of the things we cover in the story, I like to head to my old neighborhood to find some inspiration or to be uplifted. So I'm headed up to Hunting Park, talk to my man Ryan Harris from As I Plant a Seed. He does a lot of work in the community with the youth, and just want to go see what he's talking about. Maybe we can talk to some of the kids too. Tell me about this place we're standing in.
So it's been a long time coming. It's in a lot better shape than it was. This is a place that I hold dear to my heart. About 2 years ago, our organization came together to get a building for the community, for the youth, somewhere they can have a place that they call their own. This is just going to be an open space, a fellowship area for the community to have a little different events, very small events, but more intimate. Just a space for them to call their own, that they don't have to pay a lot of money to have a nice place to have an event, whether it be a baby shower or town hall, whatever. We're gonna make this place useful. I deal with a lot of youth. Some of the youth are a part of the problem. Some of the youth are fighting against the problem, being leaders. I know both. I try to be a mentor to both.
Okay, so tell me what that looks like.
A lot of kids that came out of my program, out of the Talk to Me mentorship program, we teach them about these things. They know that these things are not happening just because people want to do these things. They understand that the economic disparity that's in these communities is not giving nobody an opportunity to be able to be themselves. That's number one. They don't even have the guidance and proper direction to even start because the education is not even being given.
But what can we do about that?
We are at a disadvantage already. The kids, they already know that. The kids in our program, they being entrepreneurs already. They are getting vicarious experience of people that look like us, come from the same background as us, and trying to change the narrative. They have mentors that we connect them to that's outside of this community that give them hope that, that could change their lives. That's one side of it, and then you got another side that the kids that they're being misunderstood and they're being a part of the problem, but they don't even know why. And the reason why is because we don't have all those resources and they don't have no outlets. They're taking the money out of the schools. There's no extracurricular activities for them to go to afterwards. They're taking all the arts and music out of all the programs out of the school. What do you ask the kids to do? If you're not athletic, if you can't play basketball, you can't play football, then what do the other kids do? You get into stuff.
But why do you think that is?
If we talking about survival of the fittest, when you don't have something and you need it, you gotta go get it. And then when it comes to the point where you need it, to the point where you need to leave, you're gonna take it for your survival. And that's what's going on. And they feeling like they, in survival mode, if you will, or they're feeling like there's no hope, so I have to do this. And then once it become, I have to do this, and it becomes easy, then it becomes a lifestyle. Then they get caught up in a system that's not designed for us. A lot of them don't have fathers, whether they be locked up or they dead or they just not around because they probably haven't been taught, because they didn't have the mentorship or the fatherhood that they needed to be a better father. So that's one of the biggest problems. You're gonna have all these single homes, single parent homes, if you asking a mom to choose between trusting in the man, that the black man that the society already say ain't no good, or trusting in a system that's going to pay your rent every month so you can feed your kids. Some people might not be doing everything they should be doing, you know? Everybody lack doing what they're supposed to do, and some people close to me do it. So I'm gonna cry every day, or I'm gonna make it work, or I'm gonna give people what they need or the resources so they can understand, you know what I mean? So we can get the power together and move together as a unit. Ain't no need to get my panties in a bunch. If I cried, what we gonna get accomplished?
Naja Smith is one of the young ladies in his program.
So when children or like young people are put in a safe space where they could be themselves and they could just, you know, actually find themselves and find out more about them and what they like to do and what makes them happy, then that's actually when people start to gravitate to you, and that's what this program changed for me. And that's how I actually started to fight against the violence and stuff like that I was a part of before. Yes, it's getting better because people are starting to realize what's happening isn't right, it's not okay, it shouldn't be normal, it shouldn't be something that's just, okay, yeah, another day, and it's happening. Because that's what we normalize to. We normal to seeing what we see every day. We walk out of our house and see the same houses looking the same, see the same blocks looking the same, see the same people living in those houses from years and years and years and years ago. And that's how that trauma even build up, because ain't nobody really changing. But when this change starts to come, that's when people gotta start getting up, whether they wanna move or not.
When we be having these conversations about black on black crime, a lot of times I feel like it's a slap in the face, because there's a whole lot of intelligent people that know, that can report the right stuff or that can say the right things, and they just not saying it, and they acting like they don't understand why the crime rate is the way it is. It's because there's no cash flow, as you're saying, coming through this community.
There's no doubt that gun violence is a huge problem in our community. There's also no doubt that we live in one of the most poverty-stricken cities in the nation, which has more to do with the crime than skin color. The good news is there's a lot of folks out there fighting a good fight, and all they need is a little bit of help, whether that's financial or that's effort. A little bit of compassion and a little bit of understanding goes a long way.
Doing this piece was a challenge and emotional all at the same time, especially going back to some of my old neighborhoods and talking to people that live with trauma and also gun violence every single day. Black on black crime, it's not a real thing. It's a label that's been put on the black community for a very long time. Poverty, drugs, and most importantly, hopelessness contributes to the gun violence that's going on in the city.
So to wrap this up and to sum everything up, this all started with me going out to West Philly and seeing those shell cases on the ground, then finding out it was at a kid's birthday party, which hurt me the most. Understanding that, yo, I gotta do something, right? I'm out here shooting, getting these shots, showing what's going on, but I gotta do something else. What's your best advice you can give to me, being a veteran in this game?
Don't take it personal. You don't know what's going on in these people's lives. And try to be the light. Show people that there's a different way. And self-care. Take care of yourself. Put your mask on first. Yeah. Like they say on the plane, put your mask on first, and then help others. And we have more obstacles than most in this country, but we're built for it.
Hey, can you head to a shooting on the 1500 block of South Napa Street? It's only 3 people shot, including an 11-year-old kid.